Decision-Making and Problem-Solving by Bonnie Wisenbarger. This problem has to do with environmental compliance. My organization sends samples to an environmental laboratory to be analyzed. It is common for the laboratory to have issues during their analyzation processes impacting my organization. Sampling is costly and can add 10 to 20 hours of extra work in a week, and lost time creates compliance issues to regulatory agencies. Oops. Impacts of laboratory errors to my organization. Resampling is costly. Adds 10 to 20 hours of extra work in a week's period of time. Lost time creates compliance issues with regulatory agencies. And sampling locations are inaccessible during certain times and cannot be duplicated. How I solved my problem. Cause and effect analysis using a fishbone diagram. Creating a well-defined problem statement through the problem restatement method. Identifying possible solutions through divergent and convergent thinking. Narrowing the solutions using the devil's advocate method. Ranking possible solutions using a weighted matrix. Identify issues that may arise during solution implementation using a process decision program chart or a PDPC. And measured practicality of solutions by using factors such as cost efficiency, ease of implementation, and time efficiency. Here's my fishbone diagram and how I did the cause and effect analysis to find the possible causes for my workplace problem. Problem restatement method. There are many ways to say the same thing, and this is the premise of this method. Through this method, I took the original problem statement. Resampling monitoring wells because of a shipping or lab error can cause costly unplanned expenses and compliance issues with regulatory agencies, including the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency. And I turned it into my refined focus problem statement. Frequent laboratory errors from their employees and processes cause costly resampling and complicates relationships between laboratory personnel and my organization. I then used divergent and convergent thinking to identify solutions. Brainstorming part is the divergent part, and I used it to find as many solutions as possible. Then I removed impossible, unrealistic solution using convergent thinking. Possible solutions. Find a new laboratory, contact the laboratory's quality department, finding better channels for communication for both my organization and laboratory, follow samples through processes at laboratory in real time, hand deliver samples or hire a private courier to take samples to the laboratory, laboratory pays for crew to resample and rerun analysis. I then narrowed down my solutions further by using the devil's advocate method. Question used during the devil's advocate method. Why should we use this solution? What could go wrong if this solution was used? What risks and weaknesses are involved if the solution were to be used? How could we solve this problem another way? Who might be harmed or resist the solution? And my solutions left after this method were notify and follow the samples submitted to the laboratory through the different stages and hire a private courier or hand deliver samples to the laboratory. I then used the weighted decision matrix to mathematically and analytically make a decision without any emotional bias. To use a weighted decision matrix, you need to identify criteria that needs considered, assign the weight to each criteria, assign a rating scale to the solution, and use the table to calculate the points and rate them against each other. My best solution by using this decision matrix was better communication and/or follow samples through processes. I then used a process decision program chart, or a PDPC, to identify the solutions that might come up during the solution implementation process. The first step in using the PDPC is to create a tree diagram of the main objective, core activities needed to complete the main objective, then followed by the tasks. The second part of the tree diagram is brainstorming what issues may arise while completing the task. My process decision program chart is a good example of how using the PDPC works. The effectiveness of a solution is the quality of the solution times the acceptance. The win-win solution with my problem, with the highest quality and the most acceptance for both my organization and the laboratory, is the laboratory fixes their processes and our organization follows samples in real time through the analyzation process. The environmental implications, the corporate social responsibility impact. There's not any environmental factors in the implementation of our solution. The environmental factors could be extremely harmful if the solution does not work. This solution will positively impact the organization's current image concerning corporate social responsibility by eliminating negative press and keeping green investment. Here is my references, and thank you for watching my slideshow.